Hello, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing a walk that I did recently through the Saxon town of Cricklade, which is in Wiltshire, and a walk through the nearby countryside. And I'm also going to be looking at St Swithin's Day, which is a custom for July, and exploring a little bit more about where that comes from, the significance it has for our weather in the UK. But first of all, let's have a look at my walk through Cricklade. So this is Cricklade. When the Romans settled in the 1st century AD, the town of Cirencester, which is 10 miles north of Cricklade, was the second largest town in England, and Cricklade was the nearest place for a river port. The origins of the town itself, though, date from the 9th century, and it was a small Saxon town. Under the reign of Alfred the Great, it was surrounded with a high fortified wall, although nothing of this now remains. In 1016, Canute of Denmark, who became the King of England until 1035, came up the Thames with 160 ships to Cricklade, burned and killed his way around the region, and it's believed that his orders were to destroy the town walls. Cricklade North Meadow is an ancient floodplain on the banks of the Upper Thames, and it's known as one of the best examples of a lowland hay meadow in Europe. Before the days of intensive farming, many British meadows used to be covered in wildflowers, and as you can see, it's still covered with an amazing variety of species. So today I wanted to talk about St Swithin's Day and its significance for our English weather. So it falls on the 15th of July, and it comes from St Swithin, who was a Wessex bishop who lived in Winchester in the 9th century. Now, during his lifetime, his one miracle was that he was able to put back together broken eggs that fell from the basket of a lady who collided with him on the bridge. And that was the one thing that he did during his lifetime. But from all accounts, he was a very humble, good man, and he was determined that when he died, he wasn't going to be buried within the grandeur of Winchester Cathedral. He wanted to be buried outside the cathedral. But after 100 years, it was felt that it wasn't really appropriate for him to be outside the cathedral. So his remains were dug up and he was put into a shrine in Winchester Cathedral. However, on that day and for the next 40 days, it rained non-stop. And so people at that period decided that it meant that St Swithin wasn't particularly happy with being reburied. And from that, we get the idea that whatever the weather is like on St Swithin's Day, that's likely to continue for the next 40 days. So if you watch what happens in the next segment, I'll show you exactly what the weather was like on St Swithin's Day. Hello everyone, and welcome to St Swithin's Day. It's been pretty wild here today. We've had sunshine, we've had high winds, and we've had rain. So goodness knows what St Swithin would make of this, and who knows what the next 40 days weather is going to be like. So it's now July the 26th, and since Swithin's Day, we've had lots of rain, we've had a bit of wind, and a little bit of sunshine. So it'll be interesting to see what the next few weeks hold in store for us. And I'm just going to finish with an Elizabethan poem that talks about St Swithin's, and I'll be back with you again very soon.